really.
Oh, yeah.
But
I love it.
Is it leveling out, or is it?
Yeah, but I had to definitely take control. I mean, it got out of control, really, for me, because I was open every day to the public, trying to fulfill my commission work. Had assistants to help me with that.
Yeah.
But everybody wanted me, from the front to the back. Everybody needed me, so I felt like Mr. Gumby. It was
pretty stressful.
In every direction. I loved it, but I had no life, and I wasn't being able to do what I really loved to do, and that was to do my own creative work in metal. So now I'm back to doing what I want, and I'm so excited. And I'm focusing more right now really on my bronze work. I've had to take kind of a sabbatical from welding because I had been spending so much time in a welding environment breathing those gases, and
I imagine.
I developed some health issues.
Did you wear respirators when
No.
You can't. You can't, right?
I can't. I mean, some artists do, but I felt so restricted. If I could, I would, strip down to my underwear and weld, because I hate wearing all this gear. But, I'd be pockmarked with burns. I just, I'm this person that just loves to be free. And so, having this and then helmets and glasses and gloves and, it's just a lot to deal with. When you're welding, it's interesting. I liken it to trying to do needlepoint in a cave, because all you see when you're welding is this tiny little light and that small patch where you're welding. And so it takes some time to get used to following your bead and not being able to see.
Right. Well, I imagine. Let's see what else is. Talk about your Lady Liberty.
Okay, let's go look at the small version. So one of my pieces that I was inspired to do, and this was before I opened this gallery. Actually, it was through that piece that helped me to actually begin breaking through some of the obstacles that I had to make the big step to have my own gallery. So anyway, this piece I created in 2001, right after 9/11. So here's the original pieces right here.
Okay, well, there's that right there. Here we go.
I entitle her Liberty, Let's Roll. And right after 9/11, as everyone else, I was very traumatized by the whole horror of that moment. And when I heard about Todd Beamer's story on Flight 93, I was very extremely impacted by the courage that he had. I thought of him on that flight, and actually looking eyeball to eyeball with horror, and how in the world was he able to get past his fear and do what he did? But he did. He said, "Let's roll." And because of that courage, many lives were saved on the ground. And so as I contemplated what he did, I really, for the first time, woke up to what freedom was, for me personally. And I had to ask myself, what would I do, and what am I doing? I'd felt like up until now, I really had been fooling around and taking freedom for granted. But now here was an event that caused me to see that how fragile freedom was, and that it could be taken away from us in, just like that. And I thought, it's going to take everyone who is a freedom-loving person to do what they can to preserve it, so that our children and grandchildren can enjoy the beautiful life that we have. And I thought, but shoot, I'm a 50-year-old woman, I'm a grandma, what can I do? I called the armed service, every branch of the armed services actually, and but they were very unimpressed with what I had to offer as a 50-year-old grandma. And I was so frustrated, so I sat in my welding studio and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm just a mom, but I felt this fierceness as a mother to want to protect my children. And in that moment, I envisioned Liberty in the harbor, standing there like, this beautiful, graceful woman, inviting people from all over the world to be free, come and live here, go for their dreams. And yet now the freedom for her children was being threatened. And I thought, well, she's a mother of people who want to be free. She'd want to protect like I am. And I thought, man, I know as a mother, protect my children. So I thought of Bruce Lee with that beautiful kickbox move, and thought, so I immediately began sculpting Liberty in this stance, with this kickbox move. Gave her great big old feet, a very masculine leg, not to desecrate Liberty, that beautiful statue,
right,
but to communicate the idea of the strength and the fierceness of a mother's love for her children, to protect them and want them to, live and be free.
Yeah.
So
talk about your tour.
So now, from there, and I thought, man, I want to share this. Immediately when I showed that sculpture, when it came back from the foundry, the first reaction that I got from a friend who came into my living room where I had installed, she just burst out laughing. She was so delighted with the power of that image and what it meant to her. And then I began showing it to other people, because I was kind of, artists, when you create something, it comes from such a deep place.
Right.
I feel very intimidated at first, to kind of protective, it's like, stripping. Honestly, it is. You feel like you are baring yourself to the world when you first present a piece. At least that's how I.
Well, a lot of artists are, because they're shy at first.
Yeah.
But once they start doing more and more, they get
but
kind of.
Once I began to see the really strong reactions, positive reactions to this form, I thought, I got to get, Liberty needs to be moving. When you're free, you move. I thought, I got to get her on wheels. I got to get her big. And so anyway, 7 years later from this original piece, I have enlarged her to 8 feet tall, permanently installed her on a trailer, and have taken her on 2 cross-country tours. I've logged about 10,000 miles now with her. The first tour, she became a guest of the National Park Service on Liberty Island, and was invited, and they paid for the whole sailing of the sculpture on the trailer around Liberty Island on a tugboat, flat-bottom tugboat. And that was
who paid for it? The
National Park Service.
Wow.
And I said, wow, why are you doing that? Well, why are you wanting to help me get this done? And the guy, I'm going to leave names out of this.
That's fine.
He said, well, we here on Liberty Island believe in freedom too, and we want to help you make this happen.
Well,
so
cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was awesome.
Did they find you, or did you contact them?
They found me. And the motto that I've had on my tours was taken from Henry David Thoreau's famous line, "When one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in the common hours." So when